Welcome to the Squeaky Wheel Farm. Hi, I'm Christine, and today I'm going to be making some really delicious cinnamon rolls. Now this is one of those recipes that I've tried, and I always come back to this one because it is so simple, easy, and it just turns out fabulous. I did make these for Christmas Eve, and everybody raved about them. So you're going to want to try these yourself. Now the nice thing about this recipe is the ingredients are pretty much what anybody would have in a normal everyday kitchen. Also, one other thing, be mindful that I'm going to be doubling the recipe today. I will put the recipe in the description for a single batch for those of you that are interested. So let's get started. Now before I start any recipe, I usually make sure that I have all the ingredients on hand. So let's just go through it really quickly. For a single batch, you're going to need 3/4 of a stick of butter, a cup of milk, 1/3 of a cup of regular white sugar, and a package of yeast. I use Fleischmann's yeast. This is not, I buy it by the pound, so I'll explain to you when we add it how much we're gonna do. 2 eggs, 1/3 of a teaspoon of salt, and 3 cups of flour. For the filling, we're gonna need a cup of brown sugar and 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. And then for the icing, I'm gonna need some powdered sugar and just a dash of vanilla and just a tiny bit of water. I'll show you how we get that done. Now, one of the things that I've found really helpful is I use my really heavy pan. It helps to keep everything warm, and it rises so much better when you've got something that's going to hold the warmth in. And here I'm adding 3/4 of a cup of butter, and I'm just going to let that melt over gentle heat. And while I'm waiting for the butter to melt, I'm going to go ahead and crack 4 large eggs and get those mixed up so they're ready to put into the mixture. You want to be careful with your butter so that you don't scorch it. I need it melted, not burnt or brown. And my pan is warming up nicely. That's going to help a lot. I'm going to turn the heat off and just let this finish out till it's completely melted. Now once the butter melts, you want to add 2 cups of cold milk. And the reason I say cold milk is with the butter warm and the milk cold, it should come out to be about the right temperature. I want it between 100 and 110 degrees so that the yeast will rise. And to this mixture, I'm going to be adding 2/3 of a cup of sugar. And just gently stir that in. I'm going to remove that from the burner. 107. That's right between 100 and 110. That ought to be good. So I'm going to add my yeast mixture to this. So a package of yeast is normally 2 1/4 teaspoons. So I'm going to be adding 4 1/2 because, again, I'm doubling this recipe. And just give that a good mix so that it all gets incorporated. We want it to dissolve really well. The sugar will help the yeast to grow. And a nice warm pan is just a really good environment for it. And now I'm just going to set the pan aside for about 5 minutes and let that yeast get activated. So one thing that I wanted to point out, that since I'm using Fleischmann's instant dry yeast, I could have added this yeast into my dry ingredients and it would have turned out perfectly fine. But me being the way that I am, I always want to test my yeast and make sure that it's still good. I buy large packages. This is a 1-pound package, and I keep it in the freezer. It helps extend the life, and I can buy it a whole lot cheaper than I can in those small packages. But by putting it into a warm liquid with a little bit of sugar, it reactivates that yeast, and I'm able to ensure that it's still good. In a few minutes, it should be bubbly, and you can tell that it's working. If I put it in the dry ingredients, I won't really know until I'm done, and either my cinnamon rolls will rise or they won't. I don't want a big disappointment, so I always check it. Okay, so it's been a couple of minutes and my yeast is working. Come here, let me show you what it's supposed to look like. See all those bubbles? That's how it's supposed to look when your yeast is working. Okay, I'm gonna add my salt. Give it a little stir. And I've got 4 beaten eggs here. I'm gonna add that as well. Make sure your pan's not too hot. You don't want the eggs to cook while you're incorporating them into the liquid. Next, I'm going to be adding my flour. For this recipe, it calls for 6 cups of flour because I'm doubling it. But I'm just going to add it a little at a time so that the flour has a chance to soak up all that moisture. These should be nice and gooey once I get all the flour in. And then we'll let it rise again. Okay, the flour is all incorporated and I am just going to put the lid back on and put it in a warm place until the dough doubles in size. For some of you that might be in a warm oven, maybe you want to just turn your oven light on so that it takes the chill out of the air. For us, we heat with wood, so I'm going to put this near the wood burning stove. It'll have the lid on it, so I'm not concerned. Not on the stove, but just in a really warm room. It shouldn't take long, probably 30 minutes to an hour. You'll know when you see it double in size. And while I'm waiting for this to rise, I'm going to go ahead and get started on mixing up my filling for these cinnamon rolls. For my filling on my cinnamon rolls, I'm going to use a whole stick of butter, a good quality cinnamon, this is organic, and a cup of packed brown sugar. Now some people will choose to just take their butter and smear it over their dough once they have it resting on their countertop, and then sprinkle on the brown sugar and then sprinkle on the cinnamon. But I think that in my situation, I prefer to make it into a paste because my kitchen's a little bit chilly and the butter that I'm using, you know, at room temperature, it's still pretty solid and I want it to be easily smearable. So it's going to have to be a little bit warmer than that. So what I'm going to do is just warm up just a little bit, add some cinnamon and some brown sugar, and I'll be right back with you. I mostly melted the butter in the microwave because I want it to be really soft and gooey and spreadable because the dough is going to be really soft and gooey. And this will be just like a paste that you smear on your dough. I just find that doing it this way, the cinnamon rolls turn out just perfect with equal cinnamon and sugar throughout. And I don't have any bare spots. So while I'm waiting for my dough to rise, I've taken the time to clean up my kitchen, wash the dishes that I've used so I don't have a big mess later on. And I've also taken the time to cut a couple of circles from parchment paper that'll fit the bottom of my round pans. It's okay if you don't have parchment paper. I just found that for one, the rolls won't stick inside the pan, and for two, I have never burnt a thing since I started using parchment paper. It doesn't stick, it comes out easily, and I always have that golden brown texture. So if I have parchment paper, I always try to make sure that I remember to use it. If you don't have parchment paper, just remember to really grease the sides and the bottom of your pans so that your rolls don't stick. And for this, you can use butter, you could use Crisco. A lot of bakers suggest that you use a mixture of Crisco and light flour so that everything slides right out. That's all you have to do. Another thing that I'm going to do is preset my oven to 350 so that it's nice and warm and ready to go for when my rolls are ready. You'll also want a nice big area to roll out that dough on, so make sure your countertop is clean. And to prepare my countertop, I'm just going to sprinkle a generous amount of flour. Now remember, my dough is really gooey, so a lot of this is going to be soaked up into the dough. I've also got a rolling pin handy that I'm going to lightly flour. It's okay if you don't have one, just pat your dough out flat as best you can. It'll work fine either way. Okay, as you can see, my dough has risen. It's double in size. We're just going to put that out onto the countertop. And be careful, this pan is heavy. Super gooey, super stretchy. Exactly what I want. Now remember, this dough is pretty wet, so it's going to take a lot of flour to get it to where it's no longer wet and to where you can work with it. You know you've got it right when it's really light and fluffy. And you can tell just by the way you're working with it that it's gonna make a nice, smooth, light and fluffy dough. Now this part doesn't have to be perfect. What I'm trying to get is a nice rectangular shape where everything's roughly the same width or height. Make sure that you've got enough flour on your countertop so it doesn't stick like it did right there. If you make any holes, just pinch them back together. This part is really forgiving. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, I've got my cinnamon paste here. And I threw it in the microwave for another 6 or 7 seconds because I just wanted to make sure that it would spread really well. It's not liquid, but it's a very light paste. I had to warm my stuff up again because it wasn't spreading very well. It didn't take but a couple of seconds in the microwave. Now, some people prefer to put their butter on first and then sprinkle their sugar and then sprinkle their cinnamon. But I found that when I do that, I can't really tell from the brown sugar and the cinnamon what's been sprinkled and where it's missed. So that's why I've chosen to do this method. So rather than rolling the whole thing into a one big roll, I'm just gonna simply try to cut it into like 1.5 to 2 inch strips. Another thing this helps with is if I was trying to make a certain number, I could divide it in half and then in quarters. I'm not being so picky today. It's not so important that I have an exact number. Okay, and then all you do take them and roll them. And you've got a perfect cinnamon roll there. So on these end pieces, where it's not exactly all the way out to the edge, I'm gonna put the bare side down, the side that doesn't have as much cinnamon, because as this bakes, that cinnamon and the butter, everything is gonna melt and it's gonna saturate downward and let gravity help us a little bit. So this is just so much easier than doing it the other way, I've found. I also like to put the end of the roll either at the outer edge of the pan or up against another cinnamon roll, because sometimes as it bakes, it'll open up and you don't want your cinnamon roll to unwind. So this is just something that I just wanted to suggest that you try. I got room for one small roll there in the middle. So all I did was cut off a half a strip just to fill in the pan. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 rolls. And I believe this is an 8-inch round pan. Now you want to roll them as tight as you can. But if they come undone or get misshapen, you can smash them back into place and it'll be fine. And yes, you can pat them down and reshape them, do whatever you need to do. Okay, and I've got a few more, so I'm gonna have to prepare another pan because I didn't plan well. I think I probably had 9-inch pans before. I'll be right back with you as soon as I get that done. That's the half a roll, and I think just to make this pan uniform, I'm gonna do all halves. Again, if they're too tall, just give them a smash down. This dough is really forgiving. It's just really nice to be able to shape things. I might be overthinking this, but I do like it to look uniform and to look nice. Okay, I'm just gonna pop these in the oven and bake at 350 for 30 minutes. And this is why a good apron is necessary. Okay, while the rolls are in the oven, I'm gonna whip up a quick icing for the top of them. And it's just powdered sugar, a little bit of vanilla, a couple pats of butter, and then you can use milk or water, whichever you prefer. And then just beat it up. Let me show you how I do that. Stuff that you get in the store. Tastes delicious. And these are fresh out of the oven. Don't they look beautiful? So I'm gonna let them cool for a few minutes, put some icing on them, and they'll be ready to enjoy. Well, there you have it. I've got 3 beautiful pans of cinnamon rolls. Some of these I'll probably give away, and I'm gonna freeze some too, but we certainly are gonna enjoy a few of these tonight. It smells good. Yeah, you gotta try this. It's pretty good. In fact, it's excellent. Well, that's all I've got for you today. Thanks for watching. Oh, and one more thing. I hope to see you again soon.